The spaceship's landing was not subtle. It tore through Earth's atmosphere like a splinter ripping through wood, leaving a fiery trail that lit up the Texan sky. Hank McAllister, owner of Hank's Pit BBQ, shielded his eyes from the glaring light as he stood on the porch of his diner. Smoke curled lazily from the smoker behind him, the scent of slow-cooked ribs filling the air. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't a meteor. As the dust settled, Hank saw the ship, a sleek, metallic sphere, half buried in the field behind his diner. The front hatch hissed open, releasing a cloud of steam, and then it emerged. It stood on 3 spindly legs, its torso a mass of shifting, iridescent scales that shimmered in hues Hank couldn't name. A pair of glowing orbs where eyes might be darted around, scanning its surroundings. In one claw-like appendage, it clutched a device that hummed ominously. Hank swallowed hard. Welcome to Earth. The creature's orbs fixed on him, and a voice, deep, resonant, and oddly polite, emanated from the device. Designate purpose of this establishment. Hank blinked. It's a barbecue joint. The alien tilted its head, the orbs flickering. Define barbecue. Hank hesitated. How did one explain the sacred art of barbecue to a being from beyond the stars? Minutes later, the alien sat at a table, its massive frame hunched over. Hank placed a platter of ribs in front of it, the meat glistening under the fluorescent lights. A side of tangy barbecue sauce accompanied the dish. This, Hank declared, is barbecue. The alien extended a thin, jointed appendage and picked up a rib. Its orbs glowed brighter as it examined the meat. Then, with a mechanical precision, it dipped the rib into the sauce and brought it to what Hank assumed was its mouth. A low hum filled the room, growing in intensity. Hank took a cautious step back, his hand inching toward the baseball bat behind the counter. The alien's entire body began to shimmer, its scales shifting faster and faster until they became a blur. Whoa, buddy. You okay? The hum stopped abruptly. The alien's orbs locked onto Hank. Query, what is the point of sauce? Hank scratched his head. The sauce? Well, it's to enhance the flavor. To give the ribs that extra kick, you know? The alien's orbs dimmed slightly, as if contemplating this. Flavor. An enhancement of a base substrate. Intriguing. Hank chuckled nervously. Yeah. You could say that. Sauce is life around here. Over the next few days, the alien, who introduced itself as ZYLKT, became a regular fixture at Hank's Pit BBQ. Word of its presence spread quickly, and soon curious townsfolk were flocking to the diner. ZYLKT, for its part, seemed fascinated by human cuisine, particularly the variety of sauces. You mean to say, ZYLKT asked one evening, that the point of sauce is subjective? Hank nodded. Pretty much. Some folks like it sweet, others spicy. It's all about what makes you happy. ZYLKT's orbs brightened. This is a revelation. Among my species, functionality is paramount. Subjectivity is a foreign concept. Well, Hank said, slapping a fresh slab of ribs onto the smoker, maybe you're here to learn more than just about barbecue. ZYLKT's scales rippled. Perhaps. The alien began to experiment, creating its own sauces using ingredients from Hank's pantry. Some were surprisingly good, a mix of citrus and heat, while others were catastrophic, like the one that smelled faintly of burning rubber. Each attempt brought roars of laughter from the locals and more glowing admiration from ZYLKT. Late one night, as the diner's neon sign buzzed faintly in the darkness, ZYLKT approached Hank with a proposition. Your sauces, it began, are more than culinary. They are a metaphor. Hank raised an eyebrow. A metaphor? For what? Choice, ZYLKT said. In my culture, we adhere to strict paths. Efficiency, logic, order. But your sauces, they represent deviation, creativity, freedom. Hank leaned against the counter. Never thought of it that way. But yeah, I guess you're right. ZYLKT's orbs pulsed. I wish to bring this revelation to my people. You want to introduce barbecue to your planet. Precisely. Hank chuckled. Well, I'll tell you this. They're in for a treat. ZYLKT spent the next week learning everything it could about barbecue. Hank showed it how to marinate, smoke, and sauce the meat. In return, ZYLKT shared snippets of its own culture, its voice tinged with something that might have been excitement. When I return, ZYLKT said one evening, I shall present this concept of flavor to the High Council. It may change everything. Hank nodded. Just remember, it's not just about the food. It's about bringing people together. That's the real magic of barbecue. ZYLKT's scales shimmered in agreement. Unity through sauce. A profound truth. The alien crafted a special sauce to take back to its people. Hank tasted it and was stunned by the complex, layered flavors. You've got a knack for this, ZYLKT. This could be the sauce that changes the galaxy. When the day came for ZYLKT to leave, half the town gathered to see it off. Hank handed it a crate filled with jars of sauce, each labeled with care. You're going to do great, ZYLKT, Hank said, patting the alien on what he hoped was its shoulder. ZYLKT's orbs flickered warmly. Your kindness and wisdom will be remembered, Hank of Earth. With a final hum, ZYLKT's ship ascended into the sky, disappearing among the stars. Months passed. Hank's life returned to its usual rhythm, though he often wondered about ZYLKT and its mission. Then one evening, a package arrived at the diner. Inside was a hollow projector. When Hank activated it, ZYLKT's image appeared. Hank, it said, your teachings have sparked a revolution. My people have embraced the concept of flavor, and with it, the idea of choice. We now gather not in duty, but in joy, to share meals and stories. You have given us more than barbecue. You have given us freedom. Hank felt a lump in his throat. Well, I'll be damned. As the hologram flickered out, Hank looked at the smoker behind him, the scent of ribs wafting through the air. He smiled. Somewhere out there, among the stars, an alien civilization had discovered the true meaning of sauce. And in the quiet of the Texan night, with the stars twinkling above, Hank couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the smoky embrace of barbecue.